Okay, we'll get started. First, want to thank everybody on behalf of the Frankfort Plant Board for coming here today. And before we get started, let me just introduce some of our guests here and then the people that will be up front. But I want to recognize Commissioner Waldridge is here, Commissioner May, former Mayor May, the head of the Frankfort Chamber, Tish Shade, Dawn Hale, former Plant Board member, Terry Bradshaw, head of KCDC. Is Dr. Acupo here with KSU? If not, when he comes in, we certainly want to thank him. Then want to thank Penny Peevler, who's the interim city manager, and then board members Steve Mason, John Snyder, Catherine Dutton-Mitchell, and Jason DeLam. And if I've forgot anybody, I apologize. I hope I got everybody. Anyway, first, I also want to recognize Gary Zing, the general manager of the plant board. And first this is the beginning of 4 phases, or 4 things the plant board has worked on related to solar and renewable energy. This option we're looking at now is to provide low-cost, reliable solar for those people who want to communicate who want to participate and buy it off us at a very affordable price. Later this week, we're having groundbreaking for a large utility-scale solar project that we're a part owner of in Western Kentucky that will bring our energy portfolio to almost 20% renewable, counting our hydro. We also currently have net metering available to our customers who want to participate in that solar option. And hopefully, if people participate and want to participate in this community solar option, this is the first of 4 phases that will be built on this site. Our goal at FPB has been to always provide both reliable and low-cost power to this community because we know how important it is to both business and our residents. Today is another step in that direction. With that, I'd like to introduce Secretary Rebecca Goodman of the Kentucky Energy Environment Cabinet, who's going to say a few words. Madam Secretary? Be careful of that.
That's apparently a very important rock there. Can you all hear me? Okay, hopefully you can. So I want to congratulate Frankfort Plant Board and the community of Frankfort for being so forward-thinking here. Solar Energy Solutions is a good partner, and we've obviously seen a successful phase 1 right here. Your work here is going to help create a healthier community, we think, and move Kentucky forward and keep us moving forward to an environmentally friendly energy future. I think this first phase array, I've been told, is going to support about 890 homes and local businesses annually. That's a really great first step, and 20% is a really great step as well. So in the past few years, the Commonwealth, has experienced some pretty devastating climate events. We've had tornadoes in Western Kentucky, flooding in Eastern Kentucky. And one thing that we learn out of all of those events is that we need to find ways where we're more sustainable, more resilient, where we can mitigate against events like that. And we're learning to do that. We're still recovering from the flooding in Eastern Kentucky. The governor has established kind of a planned project for higher ground communities that will lift people up in Eastern Kentucky and put them out of the floodplain. He's announced one in Talcum in Knott County. He's announced a couple in Letcher County and in Perry County. And so, solar's going to be a part of those too, we hope. Those storms have just taught us that we need to act in a more environmentally responsible way. And we need to ensure that people can maintain their electrical services, water, sewer, everything during the worst of those storms. A couple of weeks ago, I had the privilege of attending an event at Amazon's Air Distribution Hub in northern Kentucky, where Amazon has leased its rooftop to Duke Energy for the installation and operation of solar panels. There are 5,600 panels that are supporting a community of 400 residents and businesses. Amazon has done this, and they don't take their energy off the top. as it's being generated there. They wait for it to go back into the grid to support that local community, and then they participate through a contract with Duke. It's a great model. It's the first one that I've seen like that in the state of Kentucky, but it's something I'd like to see a whole lot more of. Amazon has about 5 solar projects throughout the state. One is an agrivoltaic project in Garrett County, where they have partnered with a farmer and they graze sheep around the panels. And of course, it's beneficial for Amazon not to have to mow because the sheep take care of the mowing for them. But it's also beneficial for the farmer. He's increased his flock threefold. The sheep are better off for it. They have a ready food source. They have a lot of shade, and they're healthier. So we're very excited to see those projects going. There are a lot of other solar events that are going on, solar projects going on. Martin County, I think, is going to have a 200 megawatt solar farm beginning construction next year. That's on a reclaimed mine site. And so we don't hear from individuals who are upset that our ag lands have been taken for solar. It's a really good use of those mine sites. So all those projects are ways that we can make Kentucky better for our citizens, and we're very happy to be able to support these projects. I, for one, am very happy that Mr. Cubine, who I haven't seen in 100 years, because we're both that old, right? That John asked me to come. I'm really happy to support this project, and good luck to all of you. Thank you.
Our next 2 speakers actually is, with any large project like this, there's so many people involved, and a lot of times we're a 5-member board, and board members step forward and take on additional responsibilities. And we had 2 members, Catherine Dutton Mitchell and Jason Blum, who spent countless hours working with staff to put this project together, to make it happen. And a large part of why this is happening is because of their efforts. So Catherine, if both you and Jason would like to come up and say a few words.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. Today is a culmination of a process that started from the obvious support in our community for increasing the use of renewable energy, and it feels good to live in a community with such a commitment. In August of 2018, FPB, as a member of KYMEA, entered into a contract for solar energy from Ashwood Solar Power Plant, which has its ribbon cutting this Wednesday. The solar facility in Lyon County, set on 800 acres in western Kentucky, will produce 86 megawatts of solar energy, 54% of which will come to FPB. This will bring FPB's energy portfolio, as Chairman Cubine said, to almost 20%. In June of 21, the board discussed solar principles in furtherance of a commitment to green energy. These principles included answering the question of whether and how Frankfort could feasibly have a community solar project. FPB adopted a resolution in August of 21 in regards to environmentally responsible energy and its increased inclusion in our power supply. We formally began our community solar program development project in September of 21. To get us here today required collaboration by the board and staff, a lot of pencil sharpening, and the working and reworking of the numbers. This program will give all customers the chance to help make progress toward community renewable energy goals. Community solar expands access to solar for all, including in particular low to moderate income customers most impacted by a lack of access, all while building a stronger, distributed, and more resilient electric grid. In addition to this community solar project and the Ashwood Solar Facility, FPB is working to make renewable energy options more available to all customers through numerous efforts, such as through our net metering policy, our value of solar tariff, and our renewable energy credit program. Thank you to 1898 and Company for helping with the development and the design of this project, and to Solar Energy Solutions for building it. Thank you to staff for all your hard work on this, and thank you to a community that wants to make sure it has control of how we get our energy. It is because Frankfort has its own nonprofit municipal utility that we can develop green energy goals, solar principles, adopt environmentally responsible energy resolutions, and make a project like this happen. And now I'll turn it over to my fellow board member, Jason DeLam, who contributed his expertise to making this project more affordable than other community solar programs nearby.
Okay. Thank you, Catherine. So I just want to give another recognition to Catherine here. This really was her vision. I only entered the board about 2 years ago, and this was well underway as a vision. And thank you very much, Catherine, for bringing that together. I was more just the nuts and bolts guy, working with the staff, kind of trying to think of how big to make it, the pricing and things like that. We're really excited about this project because it really does give commercial businesses and residents in Frankfort the ability to very easily and quickly adopt solar into their energy portfolio. I think on the pricing, we've developed it in such a way that they will find out what the green attributes that the solar gives them in their business and their PR and marketing and their own ethics. It gives them the ability to make it make sense for their bottom line. We also have been very careful to build this program so that it does not affect any other ratepayers in our system. No one's subsidizing this solar. It will be directly tied to the people who are buying the power and using the power. And we built it that way because we want to be able to scale this idea. As you guys notice, we built a lot more fencing than there are panels here, and John mentioned it. This is actually phase 1 of 4. And we will build as fast as there is demand. So if people like this program, the businesses in the community, the residents, if you're supportive, please sign up as soon as possible, and we'll just keep building. We got Solar Energy Solutions here. I think they'd be happy to build more for us. And so please, if solar has been a piece missing out of your life, if you would like to show your ethics and your support of these types of systems, I've been told go to our website. There's a link already set up there. You can click on it. You have 2 options. One is an annual subscription to the solar system, and one is to actually purchase it for the life of the panels. So you can actually make an investment. The nice thing about it is on the annual basis, the rates will change a little bit as time goes on, but on a life basis, you lock in that rate. So as rates change, you actually could see you're an investment partner in the project. So there's 2 different avenues there, and there'll be more information on the website to kind of understand how that works. It is a voluntary subscription project. It is tied specifically to the people who want to join. We also are looking for any large entities in the community who might actually want to lock in a partnership with us to say they want a whole phase by themselves at the prices that we're offering. That would help us green light and move this thing even faster forward. So we're ready to go. Frankfort, if you'd like to join us, we're ready to make this happen. So finally, I'd like to say I was pleased driving over here. It was a little cloudy. I was a little nervous, but once we got over here, the sun obviously came out, and it is producing power right now. So this is happening, and I can't thank everybody enough for who was involved to make all this come together. Thank you.
Our next 2 speakers, we're, as you know, Frankfort Plant Board is a public utility. Our next 2 speakers are the respective heads of the city and county government, and obviously in this community it's critical, and they help us all the time and support us in various projects. And first I'd like to introduce Mayor Wilkerson, who's going to say a few words, and then after that the county judge. But Mayor, you want to come up and say a few words?
Good morning, everyone. And I have to say first, the sun shines bright on our old Kentucky home. It has a newfound meaning in 2023. And I'm proud to be here today to celebrate with you in the announcement of this FPB Community Solar Project. It's an important project that's going to give our residents an easy way to support their values, and all the while know that they're going to be helping generate renewable energy locally right here in Frankfort. And this project is particularly important for the city of Frankfort. It's going to help the Board of Commissioners reach our goal of being citywide 100% renewable energy by the end of the decade. It's also going to support our goal to emphasize sustainability. And I need to express my gratitude to the board of the Frankfort Plant Board and all the professionals and leadership and staff who designed this project, developed it, and made sure that it was implemented. And it's another trend-setting project that the Plant Board that we've come to expect from the Frankfort Plant Board, going back 60, 70 years. And we shouldn't take that for granted. We have our own municipally owned utility, and it's the reason that we are able to do this in advance of many other communities in the state. So to all those who are going to join me in taking advantage of this project, I want to say thank you for helping make not only Frankfort but the world greener and cleaner. So thank you, and again, may the sun continue to shine bright on our old Kentucky home. I had to say that.
Next, because the Frankfort Plant Board is not only the Frankfort Plant Board, but we serve Franklin County. And I'd like to introduce County Judge's Executive Michael Muller, who's very supportive and helps us, and we appreciate him being here. Judge?
Thank you to everybody who came today and made this possible. I don't have a big, long, drawn-out speech or anything. I do want to thank the Board of Directors for the Plant Board for their vision to do this, and the Plant Board, all the employees and staff, because this is a huge project, and I think it's a big investment for our community. I know the city has done a lot of good things as far as looking at renewable energy. Franklin County also is looking at things. We just got done an energy project at our jail, and now we're looking at solar and some things like that. All of our school resource officers for Franklin County schools, I think it's up to 12 or 13 now, are all electric vehicles. And a fun fact for everybody, when they say, do you support solar? I say, do you realize you have the first mayor and county judge that both drive electric vehicles? So, you know, that's kind of not the norm. But we have, on a personal level, we have been into solar for many, many years. My wife and I think it's a wonderful thing, and I look forward to seeing what the Plant Board does in the years to come, and we are here to support as much as we can, and I want to thank everybody again for coming out today. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce Jeff Nazarko. He's the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Solar Energy Solutions. They built this project. They won in a competitive bid, and so many times you don't get to say this very often in government, but they came in on time, on budget, and that's in this day and time, that's good stuff. So, Jeff.
Thank you very much. So I've been with Solar Energy Solutions for about a year and a half now, and I think I'd be remiss in not sharing a little bit about the journey here. I was in Chicago prior to this and was talking to my father about, career options, and his only piece of advice was to do something good. And I had an opportunity about a month afterwards to meet Matt and Fran, the owners of Solar Energy Solutions, and they laid out a roadmap, for their company, their vision and what they wanted to accomplish. And first and foremost, it was creating clean energy opportunities that are resilient for the citizens of Kentucky and providing opportunities for employment in this burgeoning industry. So we've been involved with a lot of community programs. This 187 kilowatt piece is it's just really impressive to see, and more impressive of all the people that came together to make this happen. I mean, across the entire state government. So thank you very much. We look forward to this. Thank you, and I'm very honored for this project, but then also participating in the next phases of this and working with the Frankfort Plant Board to make that happen. Thank you to the City of Frankfort, the Frankfort Plant Board, Office of Energy Policy, and Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet. Again, we're just very honored to be participating here today, and thank you.
Before I introduce our last speaker, Dr. Acupo from K-State is here, and I just wanted to recognize him and thank you, sir, and congratulations on your new appointment, and you're an important partner to us, and thank you for being here, sir. The last is, well, first, I'd be remiss to not say Vint Foster, who's our longtime head electrical person, is retiring at the end of this month and has made an unbelievable contribution to this community and this company. And Travis McClure, who is the chief electrical engineer, played an unbelievable role in working on this project. I always used to kid him that he came up here at night with his ratchet and socket set and worked on it. But he not only has been doing that, he's been doing the advanced metering to the home. All of our major energy projects he's been working on. He's an unbelievable talent, and he actually oversaw the contract as far as getting this built. So Travis, you want to come up? And then after that, we're going to take any questions, to which I'll bring the smart people up to answer the questions, which will include Travis, Catherine, and Jason. So, Travis?
Thank you, Mr. Cubon. I will wrap up very briefly by just covering some of the program details. It's been mentioned previously, there are two ways if you want to support the community solar project. You can subscribe to shares. We're calling them solar units. They're 250 watt slices. You can pay $396 a month, and that's a month-to-month agreement for 1 year. Or you can pay $1,000, $49.70 for a one-time subscription. If you do the one-time subscription, you're entitled to the energy output of the facility for 25 years. As has been mentioned, this is a 186 kW facility, but we've got plenty of room to grow, so we hope to have everyone's support. Phase 1 here is about 186 kW, and we've got room for many more, up to 744 kilowatts. So thank you to the board for allowing me to participate in the project. Thank you to Solar Energy Solutions. They've been a great partner. I really appreciate their support. Yeah, I'd be happy to answer any questions. All right, thank you.
Oh, really? Is that right? You signed the first? Yeah. Mayor Wilkerson just announced he's purchasing the first solar subscription. So thank you, sir. Appreciate it. With that, if we don't have any questions, Solar Solutions has sponsored, we're not spending any of our money. Solar Solutions has agreed to sponsor a reception in the community room at the plant board right behind us. You just go in the main doors, the community rooms to the right, or their side doors. If you all would like to stop in, we'd love to have you come in. And again, thank you for being here today. We're very proud of this, and we appreciate you being here to help us celebrate this basically is being turned on. So thank you all very much.